7 tips on how to improve communication. Tip number 1. Let's dive in. Active listening. Make sure you really listening to the other person with no interruption. Of course, we get excited and we want to share what's on our mind as well. But listen, no interruption, okay? You want to show that you are engaged in the conversation. You can simply do this by nodding your head, making eye contact, or using some verbal clues like I see or tell me more. You see, a person is willing to listen to you when they feel they are being heard. So make sure that you are listening, active listening. No interruption, family. I love you. You can do this. Let's go. Tip number 2, let's dive in. Empathetic communication. Family, when you're communicating with another person, do your best to understand their perspective, understand their feelings. Like, really just reflect their emotions back to them. Show empathy. And what this does is this build rapport, making it much easier for them to be receptive, to be able to receive your input. You can do this, family. Let's start being more empathetic, show more empathy when we are communicating with other people. I love you. Tip number 3, let's dive in. Timing. Understand that timing matters. So make sure you choose the right moment when you give advice. You don't want to give advice when a person is highly emotional, when a person is stressed out. Choose a more suitable time to give advice, because when a person is highly emotional, when a person is stressed out, half the time they ain't listening. So choose a more suitable time when a person is open and receptive to hear what you got to say. So save the advice for another day. I love you. Tip number 4, let's dive in. No criticism. We Xing out criticism. We avoiding criticism. We saying no to criticism. No longer will we criticize or blame other people, because when we do this, guess what? It makes them feel attacked. It makes them feel like they need to get in defensive mode. And when they're feeling attacked and in defensive mode, they're less likely to listen. So instead of criticizing people when you're communicating with them, how about we start giving constructive feedback? How about we start focusing on the solution and less of the problem? So no more criticism, family. No more will you criticize other people when you're communicating with them if you want them to listen to you. I love you. Tip number 5, let's dive in. Be clear. You want to be clear and be concise. It's okay for you to be straightforward, because oftentimes when we having conversations, of course, we can get off topic. Of course, we can go ahead and ramble. But from now on, we're going to start being more clear. We're going to start being more concise. We're going to start being more straightforward. And when you're doing this, make sure you use simple language. Even give examples to get your point across. No more rambling. No more getting off topic. That's what we're going to do if you want the other person to be able to listen, to be able to hear you out. Effective communication. I love you. Tip number 6, let's dive in. Ask open-ended questions. It's that simple. When you ask open-ended questions, you allow the other person to really dive deeper and express their thoughts and their feelings. And what this can do is open up a deeper conversation. Then you'll be able to understand more of why this person is feeling the way they are feeling, or why they are thinking the way they are thinking. So no to yes or no questions, and say yes to open-ended questions if you truly want to have effective communication. You got this, family. We can do this. I love you. Tip number 7, last but not least, let's dive in. Personal boundaries. Respect people's personal boundaries. Be mindful that people have personal boundaries. Be mindful that people gonna make their own decisions. Even after you gave them their own advice and you don't agree with whatever they choose to go forward with. It's their life. They create their reality. So be okay with that. Respect people's personal boundaries. Stop taking it personal. We're no longer taking it personal anymore, okay? So respect people's personal boundaries if you want to have effective communication. Even if you don't agree with the decision, we can agree to disagree and know that this is their life and this is how they choose to live it. It's their decision. They have to live with it. I love you. Also, family, it's okay for you to follow up. It's okay for you to check in with your friend. This way you are showing them that you actually do support them. This way you are showing them that you actually do care about their outcome. So go ahead and check in with your friend. Go ahead and follow up after that conversation. You got this. I love you. Effective communication. Use these 7 tips. And if you've been using these 7 tips, drop them down below and let me know how they working for you. Come on, family. Let me know in the comments. What's your way of effective communication? If I haven't already stated it, because there's many different ways. So drop down in the comments, what way do you communicate effectively? Or which one of these will you use, if not all 7? All right, family. I love you. The goddess of love is out.